Been studying communication for 3 years, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to speak in a way which is going to make people want to listen to you. Alright, so this is going to make you more entertaining. It's going to make people in conversation be captivated by what you say. Okay? So, I don't like wasting time. I'm just going to get straight into it. The very first thing, actually, I'm going to preface everything I say in this video with a disclaimer. And it's a disclaimer about what Dale Carnegie said about conversation. Dale Carnegie has this famous quote. I don't know it word for word, but I get the basic gist of it. Dale Carnegie, he said, "You are more likely to make friends if you're interested in others, whereas if you try to get everyone interested in you, you're not going to make any friends." So the way you make friends is by being genuinely interested in others. So what does that mean naturally? It means that you're not going to talk as much. If I sit here and I talk about, oh, I'm a fucking football player, I hit the gym, blah, 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 and I try to talk about me and get others interested in me, then no one's going to want to be my friend. I'll make friends 5x faster by getting people flattered, by being interested into them. That's how you make friends. So it's very important. My entire philosophy when it comes to conversations is being interested in other people and talking less and just listening, because that's how you get people to like you. Alright? So that's the first thing. That's a huge disclaimer. So I'm talking about how to get people to listen to what you say and be captivated by it. If you're looking to make friends, if you're looking to have good conversations, this is not the way. However, there is going to be times in the convo where you're going to speak, and you want to speak in a way that's captivating. I'm going to teach you how to do those things in this video. So you're very lucky. And this is going to be life-changing, by the way. The shit I'm about to tell you has changed my fucking life. I swear. My life has never been this good since I learned this shit. I learned all of it. I put it all into one. I amalgamated it into one. And now it's ingrained into every fiber of my being. And now whenever I go into a social situation, I just know how to be charismatic. I know how to get people to like me. And that's what's going to happen to you. Alright? So, if you want to make friends, you need to listen more and be curious in the other person and not be concerned with talking too much. However, when you do say things, this is how you're going to say it. The very first thing that you need to do in order to get people to want to listen to you, and you might not like this answer, but I'm here, I'm no BS, I don't like bullshit, I want the real, raw gist of it. That this is the absolute reality. If you want people to listen to you, you need to do things that raise your status. What do I mean? Let's say there's this guy, he's making a YouTube video, right? Let's say he's making a YouTube video on real estate. Are you going to listen to the guy who has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of houses of real estate? He owns apartment complexes, blah, blah, blah. Are you going to listen to that guy, or are you going to listen to the guy who just started real estate? You're going to listen to the guy who has status in that realm. He has authority. He knows what he's talking about. It's the same thing with life in general. Are you going to listen to the skinny, scrawny dude, or are you going to listen to the guy who's buff? You're going to listen to the guy who's buff because he has achievements, he has wisdom. So you need to deliberately do things that raise your status. If you're good at talking, that raises your status. If you, let's say, you have a lot of money, you're going to rather listen to a CEO talk compared to the guy who has no money or the same amount of money as you. So you need to do things like hit in the gym. You need to look max, you need to work on your fashion, wear a fucking watch, do something to give yourself a fucking edge in this that raises your status, because this is going to make people want to talk to you. This is disregarding all of the social skill aspect. A motherfucker could have millions and millions and millions of dollars, have zero social skills, stutter a whole bunch, but people are still going to listen to him. You know why? Because he has status. So if you really want people to listen to you, you need to actually do shit. Do shit in your life. Hit the gym. Work on your appearance. Focus on making money. This is going to make people want to listen to you. This is no BS. Now, the rest of the video, it's very important that I say that, because if anything is going to have an effect on people wanting to listen to you, it's going to be your status. It's the truth. However, for the rest of the video, I'm going to give you tangible things you can do today. Things that you can actually go and try today, right after you watch this video, that's going to make people more captivated by what you say. Right? Alright, so I already gave the disclaimer. I already told you about your status. One of the things you can do to get people wanting to listen to you and get captivated by what you say is by telling stories. The reason why you want to tell stories is because the human mind, it simply just can't ignore a good story. Maybe you're reading a story on an article and you get captivated by it. You know, marketers, they actually deliberately put stories in their articles, in their emails, to get the viewer captivated by it, because stories is something that the human mind simply cannot ignore. If you hear a good story, you need to know what happens next. It's the same reason why people watch movies for 3 hours straight. They watch fucking 3-hour movies because it's a story. Oh, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen? If you tell stories, oh, I was at the mall and some crazy shit happened. A dude walked in with the gun. What? Instantly, in a snap of a finger, people are going to want to listen to you. Alright, so tell stories. And you might be thinking, oh, I don't have any interesting stories. That's why I'm going to give you a fucking solution. This is something that I do almost every single day when I have a decent story. Every single day, I think about the day prior. And I think about what's a story that I could talk about. Even if it's a simple shit. I think the last story I wrote one today. The last story I wrote, I don't know, man. I forgot, but for example, I'm about to turn 18 soon. I was thinking to myself, walking around, pacing in my room, I'm about to turn 18. Life's gonna get real. I'm gonna be a full adult. I'm gonna be a legal adult. So I wrote that down. I wrote that in one sentence. In the story bank that I have this huge note sheet in my MacBook. I put all these stories in there. I don't write the full story. I write one sentence that reminds me of that story. So for example, for this, I realize I'm turning 18. I'll write that one sentence down in this story bank, and that'll remind me of the story. I was walking around and I realized that I'm actually going to turn 18. Shit's about to get real. And that's a story you can tell. It's more captivating than other shit. Every single day, what you need to do is you need to think about the day prior. And you need to think of something that you can write one sentence about that's going to remind you later of. I need to keep, maybe like realizations and shit. You need to keep on writing those every single day. And suddenly, once you write those, every single time you write one, read the rest you have before that. And you'll start getting stories in your mind. It doesn't have to be the most interesting shit ever. Like you went to Japan and learned spinjitzu. It doesn't have to be. Anything can be a story. As long as you just are able to describe it. I went to the supermarket the other day. Girls are actually amazing at this. Girls are fucking professionals at telling stories that are just bullshit. Girl, I went to the fucking supermarket and this cashier, she was looking at me like weird. I thought she had a problem, so I asked her, girls are amazing at this. Because girls, what they do, they're addicted to talking. So they get very good at it naturally. And what they do is they tell stories and they're captivating. And in girls' social circles, whoever tells the most stories and the most gossip, her status raises. She becomes that girl who's always coming with new surprises. If you tell stories, you're going to be much more encapsulating. Alright? And captivating. So start telling stories. Start that story bank on your phone right now. Open your phone, open the notes app, title it the story bank, and keep on writing one sentence every single day about the day prior, and I'm telling you, you're going to be the most interesting person you've ever been in your entire life. Write that down. Now the next thing. So, stories. I'm doing it off the top of my head, genuinely. I have no script for this. I'm doing this for the top of my head. So, talked about stories. Now, one of the things I remember, you have to talk fast, right? So if you want people to listen to you, you gotta deliberately actually get good at speaking. Me, I can record videos off the top of my head and explain things in a clear way. Many people cannot do that. Many people can't even give a coherent presentation when they have fucking notes in their hand. I'm doing this shit off the top of my head, okay? You need to get better at speaking, but specifically, if you want to get better at speaking in a way that's captivating, what you need to do is you need to slowly start speaking faster. And the way you speak faster, before you start doing that, you need to start speaking concise. I'm not going to get into too much detail with this because I have a full practice video on this channel for free. It's not even in the communication lab. It's for fucking free. I have a full practice video. You can watch that, and it's going to teach you everything you know, everything you need to know about practicing communication. In a nutshell, what you need to do is you need to sit down in front of the camera, talk about any topic, and you need to speak on it, and then rewatch the video, analyze it, see where you can improve. You need to practice speaking. And specifically, if you want to become more captivating, you need to start speaking faster. Because people's attention spans in this day and age are fried. People are scrolling TikTok. Have you watched someone scroll TikTok? They look at their phone, they give the video 2 seconds, and they scroll. Video 2 seconds, scroll. Oh, this one's boring, it doesn't have the music I like, scroll. That's what they do. People's attention spans are fried. Maybe in the 1900s you can talk slow. Not in this day and age. You need to start talking faster, because when you talk faster, their brain starts processing more information, more dopamine is released, and boom, you become more captivating and you speak in a way in which people want to listen to you. So you need to get faster at speaking. But what I would recommend is, I have a video on that too, for free. It's not even in the communication lab. I didn't put everything you need to know in these free videos, but I put a lot of shit free on the internet. You can go check out the other videos. I talk about how to speak faster as well, and I also talk about how to practice. So you need to speak faster, but before you start trying to speak faster, you need to start trying to speak concisely. Because a lot of things you can say fast, but it'll be a whole bunch of words. But if you can say something with the same amount of meaning, but with less words, that's going to be faster. So there's 2 ways to be faster. One, you physically speak faster, or you speak concisely. You say the same thing, but with less words. You need to consciously think about these things. I wouldn't recommend doing that in conversation. I would recommend doing that while practicing. And eventually, you're going to be able to speak concisely, you're going to be able to speak fast, and you're going to be a much more captivating speaker. If you haven't checked it out, check out my practice video. It's going to teach you all of this shit. It's going to teach you how to practice and how to become concise and a faster speaker. But that's also how you become more captivating. And on the last note, if you want to become a captivating speaker, a big part of it has to do with your body language. Right? If I sat here and I stood still the entire time, it'll be boring. Alright, I'm back. I had to do something. I'm back. I made a cut in the video. I don't usually do that. But I made one for this video, so you don't have to watch me do some bullshit. Alright. So where was I at? Yeah, so if I sat here still, I think I was talking about sitting still in body language, right? If I sat here still the entire time, this video would be boring. But in my videos, you see I move my hands. And moving your hands is not, it's not listening that's stimulating. Me talking is stimulating their ears, but you also need to stimulate the person's eyes. You need to move around. If you're talking about speaking on the phone, put your hand up like this. If you're talking about fighting, do some punches. You need to be animated a little bit. That's also going to make you more captivating. It's going to make people want to listen to you because you're moving around and it's like 4D. Right, this is 2D. Imagine if I fucking stuck my face up to the camera and you could touch my face through the screen. That would be 4D. That would be fucking insane. It's the same thing when you're speaking. You don't want to be one-dimensional. You don't want to just sit here and speak and stand still like a fucking piece of shit. What you want to do is you want to move around. Move around, stimulate their eyes and their ears. That's also going to make you speak in a way in which people want to listen to. Ever since I started doing these, my life has completely changed. I don't even think about it now. I don't think about it genuinely. It's subconscious. It's ingrained into every fiber of my being. And since I learned communication, my social life has increased. And especially in school, being in high school, man, I'm sitting in class, I'm talking to the people. If you're good at socializing, you automatically become higher status in high school. In the real world, it might not be that way. In the real world, money is highly connected to your status. But if you're in just high school, everyone's fucking broke. No one has money. And one of the things that raised my status in high school and really made people want to talk to me and basically increase my friend group circle is by learning how to speak well. And I did that by speaking in a way that's captivating, in a way that people want to listen to. And that's exactly what I've told you in this video. I'm telling you, my life has been far more fulfilling ever since I could sit down with anyone and just speak to them and know how to build rapport with them and speak in a way that's entertaining. I'm telling you, bro, people treat you different. This is coming from the guy who sat in back of class, didn't say a word, didn't raise his hand, do nothing. This is coming from that guy, and I've completely transformed my life head to toe. And I've lived through this. I'm telling you, this shit fucking works. Becoming a master communicator, it's the absolute cheat code to life. It's one of the most underrated skills that's talked about on the planet. It's a fucking superpower. People talk about getting in shape, learning how to fight. Yeah, those are things that are great. Those are skills that you can attain, that you can take with you into every single endeavor in your life. However, speaking, it's the same thing. So let me give you an example. You learn how to fight. You take boxing classes for a year or so, and then boom, in a snap of a finger, you just learn boxing. After that year is over, you go into any place on the planet, you still have your skills, you still know how to fucking throw a jab, you still know how to fucking dodge and weave. Same thing with speaking. You spend some time learning how to speak, you ingrain all the social skills, all the social or speaking mechanics into your psyche, and all of a sudden you just have it with you. You've upgraded your character like it's GTA. It's the same thing. Fighting and speaking are linked because you take those with you everywhere you go. If you want to master communication and you want to do it with all the lessons I had to learn to transform my life in the way I have, all the hard lessons I had to go through, if you want to shortcut that entire process, I'm telling you, it's shit that took me years, bro. It took me years. I had to watch podcasts, learn from this charismatic speaker, learn from this guy, watch stand-up comedy, try to figure out how to be funny, try to figure out my own style, how to speak on camera, how to get better at it, how to speak faster, more captivating, blah, blah, blah. I had to learn all the lessons the hard way, and I'm telling you, this shit completely and utterly changed my life. It's going to change your life as well. I'm sure you already know this because my videos are life-changing. But if you want to learn communication, you want to shortcut this entire process, grueling process that I had to go through, I can teach you how to do that in the Communication Lab. The Communication Lab is absolutely everything I know on social skills, on becoming a good speaker, becoming more charismatic, and truly it's the overall life quality upgrade. If you could click a button and automatically you're going to be 5x more happier. That's what the Communication Lab is. You click the link in the description. You join. I teach you shit. A year from now, your life has changed. If you're an introvert right now, by the end of the program, you can become an extrovert. Join the Communication Lab. Change your life even more than what I've already changed it. And I'll see you over there.